Hello, welcome back to the channel of nonsense. The time has finally come for me to attend the Yamaha Off-road Experience and turn my off-road ambitions into a bit more of a reality and probably learn that I'm absolutely hopeless off-road, but hopefully by the end of a day hooning around the Cambrian countryside on a Tenere 700 Extreme, I will be less rubbish. And actually, by the time you watch this, I'll be on a plane to Morocco to ride the 2025 Tenere 700. There's one there actually, in Morocco across deserts and stuff. So this is my prep. Now, if you're not aware, the Yamaha Off-road Experience is set across God knows how many acres of land. It backs onto the Sweetland Rally School. Basically, it's an off-road paradise for enduro training, Tenere training. You can do one-on-one training, which is what I'm doing today with Dylan Jones, son of the founder Geraint Jones. I think I've said that right, I'm sorry. Who set this up over 31 years ago. So it's been here for a long time. And hopefully today I will still have some legs left by the end of it and more skills in my brain. But anyway, let's get on with it, hit the trails, start off easy, and hopefully by the end of today I'll basically be slightly less Poundland Adam Ryman. I still want to say Riemann, it's spelled Riemann. Get it right, Australian man. Right, this is my noble steed for the day. It's a 2024 Tenere 700 Extreme, so this has got the longer, better suspension travel. They run Dunlop tyres here at the school. Can't remember exactly which combination of letters and numbers these are, but there we go. Proper knobblies on it, front and back. Yeah, it's got the Yamaha crash bars on it. And yeah, we'll see how many times I fall off that today. Not ridden this exact model of Tenere yet, so this will be interesting to see how I cope with the extra seat height, which is going to be similar to the rally model that I'm trying to buy as my 2025 model. And they've got this on there, which I can chew on when things get really tough. No, I'm not nervous at all. No. Maybe a little bit. Oh, yes. Oh, it's a tall boy. It's a tall boy. Not the Second World War bomb that we used to drop on French submarine pens. Sorry, German submarine pens, nothing to do with the French. So the first thing we are doing is just a quick tarmac loop to get used to the bike, and also for me to get used to the feel of these knobbly tyres, because they're going to feel very different off-road, and also get used to riding my off-road boots as well. This one has clearly been set up for off-road because I'm not finding it really hard to get my foot under the gear shifter, which is always a pleasure. So yes, my co-pilot for the day, my pilot for the day, my spiritual guide is Dylan Jones, enduro legend, and yeah, all-round good guy. Is going to try and turn me from a zero into a bit more of a hero today. We'll see how we go. Now I'm up and riding, I feel distinctly less nervous, but when I woke up this morning I had that feeling in the pit of my stomach that I've made all these decisions that led to this point, and there's a chance I might regret it all. Buying a Tenere, going to Morocco, planning a trip on the Tet, going to ABR Festival. It's time to walk the walk, having not talked the talk, but lined myself up for a life of adventure. Oh, I mean, look at this already. Coming to Wales is always a real pleasure, especially if you like Welsh cakes. But if you get to ride a motorbike through this as well, I think it's going to be a good day. Just look at that. I haven't cleaned my visor, so I can't actually look at that. All I can see is filth. Alright, I'm already about out of my comfort zone. We're just doing some light gravel trails, standing up. Just trying to remember everything I've learned on courses in the past. Weighting the pegs, letting the bike move. Just trying to remember to relax, because it's going to be a long day. About 5 hours on the bike, I think. And I know that as soon as I start getting tense, I'll start getting knackered. So just trying to be loosey-goosey. This is the easy stuff, right? This is just getting to the trails. But for somebody who's lived on the road all their life on a bike, this is already a little bit alien, you know? It's a little bit like shopping at Lidl all your life and suddenly You're going to the John Lewis realm of joy. Or Waitrose. It's moving around a lot. Yeah, alright, just remembering what it's like to stand up. Show me what not to do sitting down. So when I'm sitting down, I need to basically be humping the tank. Half press up position with my arms. God, they sound good. Sorry, I meant to be paying attention, I'd say. Right, now how not to stand, don't hover. The thing I'm doing is I'm bending my knees too much, and that's burning my thighs. I'm basically doing a squat the whole time, and getting whiskey throttle like that. So I need to get this right, otherwise today's going to be awful. That's what I was doing. There we go. So yeah, this is what I need to do. Just standing up normally, like I'd stand up on the ground, so I'm not getting knackered. Head over the handlebars, bending at the hips. Lovely jubbly, but I can't do it. The thing is, I'll know when I'm getting it wrong, because my legs will be on fire. Right, cornering time. Does look wrong, doesn't it? How to go around a corner properly standing up. There we go. Right, so weight inside peg and then outside peg. Progressive throttle. Get braking down the straight line. Weight that peg. Sorry, other GoPro's got a view of my crotch. Lost the back there. We're going to the quarry now to do some slow speed stuff. And if there's one thing I'm not very good on a big tall heavy motorbike, it's slow speed stuff off-road. So this might be fun. Right, we're about an hour and a half in now and I'm loving it. Now I've got my body position sorted. The first 10 minutes I'm like, my legs are on fire, I'm not going to be able to do this. But as soon as Dylan showed me the correct standing position, and also pointing out it's harder for tall people because you need to hinge at your hips, so you're bending over more. I'm loving it now. I'm just loving the feeling of feeling natural on a Tenere off-road, which it's only been an hour and a half and I'm feeling all right. But now it's my nemesis. It's the slow speed off-road uphill, downhill bit. Try not to stall it and fall off. So we'll see how we go with that. It is very pretty here and it smells amazing. I wish YouTube had scratch and sniff because this smells like you're inside of a Vicks factory. It's awesome. Or IKEA. Right, I'm going to do the progression. This is the slow speed control Hill of Doom. It looks really steep. I'm going to do it sitting down, but it's all about clutch control. And there's a really tight turn at the top. So this is going to be great. Right. And through the pool of water. Oh yeah, it's fine. That's not the swamp. Right, so that was in first gear, sitting down. So I tried second gear, standing up. This is probably a bit advanced for me, but let's go again. Hey, that looks terrifying from down there. Oh, this feels good actually. Oof, it doesn't look steep on camera, but it is. Yeah! Yeah! I've got such a fear of bodies of water since that swamp donkey escapade, but they're not all deep and horrible. But essentially this is slow speed control, but keeping it in second gear, so the whiskey throttle's not so bad. Leaning the bike away from me in the turns, keeping a bit of momentum, but mostly it's about body positioning and clutch control. and getting up that. And then you got this little tight turn here into a steep downhill. Nearly lost my balance, and down we go. And then just trying to maintain body position is so crucial to not getting tired. So I can imagine if you're doing a full day of this on the Tet, I'm not saying the Tet 2 are like this, it's just preserving your energy as much as anything else through correct body position. Right, status update, it's about midday. We've done body position, we've done cornering, we've done slow speed, uphill, downhill, slightly covered. And we're on our way to do some trails now to kind of put into practice what we've learned. You might have noticed I'm sitting down, and the general, well, I'm standing up now, the general consensus seems to be that sitting down is usually just as right as standing up. You get more balance when you're standing up, easy to control your balance, all that kind of stuff. But if you really get stuck, obviously it's quicker to get a foot down for a dab if you're sitting down. So learn your limits. If you need to sit down, you sit down. The kind of way I'm thinking about it is, if I want to keep the poo in, I'll sit down. If I'm feeling confident, go for third gear, I will stand up. And Dylan was saying for river crossings, especially if it's not one you know, sit down, get your feet out, don't be afraid to get your feet wet. Standing up looks cooler, but you're way more likely to go for a swim if you don't know what's underneath the water. Whereas if you're sitting down, you can just stick a leg out. This is beautiful here. Alright, getting a bit more technical now. Slightly, it's still quite wide. Just remember my clutch control. Basically, the rule of today has been keep it in second gear, because you just have a bit more momentum, a bit more control, not as likely to whiskey throttle it. I mean, this is amazing. I already would have been terrified of coming down here this morning, and that felt easy peasy. It helps seeing someone on an identical bike to you doing it. Again, this looks like nothing on YouTube, but it's downhill. It's got yumps, it's got bumps, it's got loose kind of shingly stuff. Oh. I nearly went down there. There was a stone. I accelerated at a stone. Ooh, long uphill. All right, wait forward. Don't lose your momentum, roadie. Yes, we're adventuring, boys and girls. This is awesome fun. Until it's not. I can do it. I can do it to a beginner level. Look at this. Would you like it, this? I looked at a rock there and hit it. That's great. Wales, you're gorgeous. Gorgeous. Try not to do Welsh accents at every point in this video, sorry. It took me 4 years to get confident and good on the road, doing about 15,000 miles. It is the same with off-roading. It comes from hours and hours and hours of experience, which I don't have. So this is starting again. This is motorbiking from the beginning. I've been riding 16 years, and this is back to school for me. Completely back to school. But you know what? It's the kind of school where you get to do little skids and stand up on motorbikes and make noise in the woods. So it's all good.
The stock tyres are not up to much off-road.
No. There you go, I've had my fear of the stock tyres ratified by an enduro legend. So all my whinging about that is, oh, he's jumping, is he? I don't think I'll be doing that. Right, I have just turned front ABS off as well. I haven't ridden without front ABS for a very long time, so I just want to see what it feels like. Oh, it's much nicer to control the front end without front ABS kicking all the time. I'm such a child. It's all about just setting your body up so you can control it properly. That's the thing I've never been very good at. I've always felt like the bike's running away with me a bit. Whereas now, I know how to stand. It has solved so many of my problems. But it's just having it reinforced. And the engine braking on these in first is massive. So getting down here, it won't look steep on the camera, but it is. And then we're away. This is a good workout. I've lost 5 kilos this month, so I'm nearly down to where I used to be, and I think today I'm going to lose a few more. Stop being such a Domino's fat boy. Not graceful, but we got through it. This is great. Sorry I'm not talking much, but I'm thinking about my weight and everything. I feel so much better about my riding already. This man Dylan is a genius. He has whipped me into, I would say I've gone from a 0 out of 10 off-road to at least a 3.5. What a playground. What a playground to have. Even if you've got no interest in riding an adventure bike, this is just another type of riding. It's so much fun. Very different to a track day, but requires similar if not more skill and fitness. Look at the beast, look at the sludge pony. Right, let's do this through France on my own Tenere in a couple of months. Yes please. Look at the little lambs. Oh, mint sauce. They're so cute. Right, I'm stopping for a bit of lunch, having half an hour off the bike before we go back out this afternoon. I've not fallen off, I've not broken anything, and I've just been grinning like a Cheshire cat the whole time, doing things that I never thought I'd be doing on a 210 kilo adventure bike. Yes, I know everything we're doing is quite basic and getting the essentials right, like body position and cornering and all the rest of it, but the confidence is coming back and it feels amazing. But anyway, now it's time for some health food. Health food 1, 2, King of Crisps, and an aperitif. Did say I'm trying to lose weight, didn't I? I don't want to get too artsy-fartsy, but there is something just incredibly nice, liberating, just about riding off-road. With a bit more confidence than I had this morning. Well, a lot more confidence than I had this morning. Yeah, I'm paying attention, but also just lovely views and breathing it all in, and it's lovely. There's lovely. Yeah, that's how you actually do it. I would say the suspension on this is so much better than on the Explore model. Even at my pace, just going off over a few boulders and bits, the damping's just so much better. The handlebars aren't quite so alive in my hands. Ain't this the life? Cheeky bit of single track on the Tenere 700. It smells amazing. It feels amazing. I'm sitting down because it's just the muddy bit. Neutral is probably not the gear of choice for this. So this is where the Tenere's engine braking is so good. This gets really steep here and it's muddy. Oh yeah, that is steep. But we survived it. Yeah, this is a bit I liked earlier. Work that suspension. Okay.
the first time I've really been able to feel the suspension working over all that. Whoa, whoa. I knew I'd stack it there. I need first. I like this bit because it's got some little whoops. Little jump. I am clobbering that suspension and it's not really bottoming out in my steady pace, but that was fun. He says crashing into a Christmas tree. But yeah, to come here in the morning scared of my own shadow and then have someone like Dylan just give me the confidence and the techniques to tackle stuff that I would have been shit scared of tackling before today. And also it's a reminder that although the T7 is a big 200 plus kilo bike on the right tyres, it can do stuff that I wouldn't have ever thought it'd be able to do. And it's only through putting yourself through some of these bits of scenery that you think, actually, do you know what? I'm going to be fine going off-road in France this year. I'd normally look at this big uphill and be like, nah, can't do that. But now I've got the clutch control, the throttle control, the body position, I feel like I've turned a corner. He says, falling off. Oh, that was deeper than I thought. My hands are wet. I can't help myself. But you know, it's the hottest day of the year so far. Oh, I've got a cold foot, but not a wet foot. Got waterproof socks on. Clutch saved me there. Clutch saved me there. That is the other most important thing I've learned, is just covering the clutch with two fingers. If you can't do that and get used to riding on the clutch almost constantly, you're not going to get very far. Love it. This is wonderful riding. Simply wonderful, Marjorie. Honestly, this is worth the price of admission alone. The scenery, the trails, the fact that I've come out of it a better rider is a massive bonus. Feels so naughty. I love it. Okay, I've made the right choice with my adventure bike Tenere thing. Love it. Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a nice trail, that is.
Yeah, it's a wicked trail. It's nice. It's not too hard. It's just
technical, but it's got enough just to
yeah. A lovely bit of flow. The only downside I could say about today is that Wales is too far away. Wales, you need to get on your tourist board, move it closer to London. Can you imagine how much everyone would hate that? It is a 4.5 hour drive for me from Surrey, but you know, there's so many good B&Bs around here that aren't expensive. Have a good breakfast, get here for 9:30, and then have one of the best days riding you've had in a long time, which is exactly what I've had today. I'm leaving 150 times more confident than I was when I got here this morning. So yeah, big thanks to Dylan, the Yamaha Off-road Experience. I've had a wonderful time. If you go down to the woods today, you'll fall off a Tenere. Lift my foot up. What a wicked day. That's one of the best days I've ever had on a bike. It's a different flavour of biking, and it tastes like bloody double chocolate with Toblerone bits in it. It's the best. Right, so I've come to the end of my day with Dylan, going around on the Tenere 700 here in Wales. So how did you feel when you went from having to do enduro stuff to teaching novices like me how to take a 220 kilo bike ride
obviously
off-road?
it's like yourself, you have to, you do have to adjust a little bit, get your head around riding adventure bikes and remember what you're on. But the basics of riding off-road on an enduro adventure bike are, pretty much the same. The fundamentals of, sitting, standing, braking, cornering, are fairly similar, on any bike that you're riding on an off-road sort of surface.
And would a novice like me, would I have been better off starting on a WR250, or if this is what I'm going to ride for the rest of my days off-road, should I have just started on this?
Yes and no. It depends, how, what sort of skills you're trying to learn. To learn just the basics of riding off-road, you can do it on a bigger adventure bike. Where people come unstuck is when they want to do some of the more technical elements, riding over more obstacles, learning to slide the back end, those sort of things.
Yeah.
They're easier to learn on a smaller bike. Paul Tarres didn't learn to do everything he did.
He's got a lot to answer for.
Didn't start off on a Tenere doing all that. He started on trials bikes and obviously perfected a lot of what he's done. And that's the same thing. If you're wanting, to sort of master some of those skills, people think they want to learn to ride like Paul Tarres straight away on an adventure bike. It's got to come on smaller bikes first, and then you can gradually sort of progress on bigger, heavier bikes.
For me today, you've just taken my confidence from down here somewhere to a lot, not 10 out of 10, but I'm much more comfortable about taking one of these on something that I would consider tricky-ish off-road.
Yeah, well, that's obviously what we look to achieve with people who come in on all our experience days and courses, is that we want them to go home, feeling more confident, having a little bit more knowledge on what they should be doing. And then obviously then they just got to go away and practice it until it comes more naturally to them.
So what's next for me then? What do I need to work on? That's the next question for me.
Like, as I said, you could come back and do more, we can do more technical, more advanced riding on the Tenere, but also you could come and ride a WR on the smaller bikes, because obviously it allows you to ride a little bit more technical tracks on a bike that's not quite so big and heavy, so that then when you are starting to ride your Tenere, you've got a little bit more experience of riding on some more technical stuff. Really, so.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you. It's been an awesome day.
Thank you. Pleasure.
I feel like I've had the best days riding that I've had in years and years and years. And I'm very excited to go to Morocco now and hopefully not die. Anyway, thank you. It's been a pleasure.